What if I told you that the future of one of the NHL's most valuable franchises rests in the hands of a player who, not long ago, was the constant target of criticism and doubt? A player who, in silence, answered on the ice and rewrote his own narrative. As Toronto continues its almost mythical quest for the Stanley Cup, William Nylander has become the centerpiece of a new hope. The Toronto Maple Leafs carry the weight of generations who have never seen the team lift hockey's ultimate trophy. Since 1967, the sport's richest franchise has lived under the shadow of broken promises and traumatic eliminations. And in the midst of this cycle of frustration, a name has emerged. One few expected to see in this position: Nylander, the key Swedish forward who went from expendable to indispensable. Not long ago, many fans believed he wasn't enough. His tough contract negotiations and a supposed lack of playoff performance made him an easy target for both the press and the public. But time passed, and William Nylander let his answer be written on the scoreboard. If you're passionate about redemption stories in sports, about deep analysis and behind-the-scenes insights most people never see, get ready. Because what's happening now in Toronto could change the franchise for years to come. Nylander's growth isn't just statistical, it's symbolic. In March, he was named the first star of the Molson Cup. But that's only a reflection of something much bigger. 8 goals and 20 points in a single month. 45 goals on the season, 84 total points. Second only to Mitch Marner, and stepping up as the team's leader when they needed him the most. Sources close to the locker room confirm what many analysts had already noticed. Nylander has transformed into the most complete player on the Maple Leafs roster. His evolution goes far beyond goals and assists. He has also mastered the defensive side of the game, refined his tactical awareness, and elevated his playmaking to a whole new level. Today, it's impossible to talk about Toronto's success without mentioning his name. And the story gets even more powerful when you look behind the scenes. At the start of the season, a crucial meeting shifted the conversation about his role on the team. Management was clear. Marner and Tavares were heading into contract situations with uncertain futures, and Nylander had to become more than just a scorer. He needed to be a leader, a reliable pillar. The response was immediate. The Swede accepted the challenge, revised his physical and technical preparation, restructured his summer training, and, with the help of the franchise's data department, identified and corrected specific flaws in his movement. Meanwhile, the Leafs' internal philosophy was also evolving. The obsession with building the perfect team gave way to a more pragmatic model, building around the pieces that actually work. Nylander became the piece that was always there, the cog that kept the engine running when the rest of the machine failed. The numbers prove the leap. His dangerous chance conversion rate jumped 12%, and his control of the neutral zone, once a weakness, has now become one of his greatest strengths. In defensive situations, when he's on the ice, the opponent's chances plummet. In March, only 2 superstars in the league, Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon, managed to produce more points. The difference? Neither of them had to carry as much defensive responsibility. What this means for the Maple Leafs' future is crystal clear. Nylander is no longer just a complementary piece of the famous core 4. Today, he is, without exaggeration, the most reliable player on the team. His evolution has completely reshaped the internal hierarchy, and this becomes even more important when you look at what lies ahead. Marner and Tavares face contract uncertainties, and Matthew Knies is approaching restricted free agency. In this scenario, Nylander's performance could not only secure victories now, but also shape the franchise's direction for years to come. If the Leafs finally manage to overcome the first round of the playoffs, a barrier that has been nearly insurmountable, Nylander will likely be the name behind this paradigm shift. Advanced metrics show that in decisive moments, when the clock is winding down and the score is tied. The team's offensive production jumps by 23% when he's on the ice. No other player on the roster, not even Austin Matthews, can match that level of impact. Nylander began this season carrying the weight of a contract many considered too ambitious. He responded the only way great players know, by dominating the game. The quiet Swede, who has been underestimated so many times before, now carries the hopes of an entire city. Toronto knows the clock is ticking. The Stanley Cup feels closer than ever, and Nylander might just be the final piece of this puzzle. Now the question echoing through the NHL hallways is simple. Will this individual evolution finally break the 57-year curse haunting the Maple Leafs? If the answer lies in the numbers, the locker room, and on the ice, Toronto already has its star. And his name is William Nylander. If you believe Nylander deserves to be the true MVP of the Leafs this season, above Matthews and Marner, share your thoughts in the comments. And get ready, in the next video, we're going to break down, in detail, Toronto's chances of finally writing a new playoff story. The brightest stars don't always make the most noise, but in Toronto, right. Now none shine brighter than Nylander.